Hi, my name is Gus Klemos. I am the founder of Unbun Foods. We're a grain-free, keto-friendly, and plant-based bakery company. We've grown from a one-bedroom apartment to now over 2,000 locations in Canada and the US. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my story and the story of the company and how we've got to where we're at right now. I guess it was the spring of 2017. This is in advance of my 40th birthday. I was kind of figuring that I wanted to lose a couple pounds, and I decided to kind of cut bread and most carbs out of my diet. Whether you're gluten-free or whether you think vegan is the right way to eat or whether you think keto or carnivore is the right way to eat, what I find for myself, and I think because of our success so far, there's quite a few people that would agree that the more carbs you eat, the more bread you eat, the more pasta you eat, the harder it is to control your weight. I was eating out a lot, and I was going to probably one of my favorite places to eat in the city is Burger's Priest. Being in Toronto, it's I guess the most well-known burger chain here in the city. I was basically going to Burger's Priest probably once a day and getting my favorite burgers on a lettuce bun. I'm sitting there and I'm eating, the equivalent of probably the most underwhelming dining experience, the lettuce bun. And I'm like, this sucks. And just like most entrepreneurs, where you have that moment like, there has to be a better way. I then went up to the lady at the till and I asked her, I said, do more people order gluten-free buns or lettuce buns? And then she told me something I wasn't expecting, which is that now more people order lettuce buns than gluten-free buns. So being the kind of serial entrepreneur that I am, I took to learning everything about the bun market, the gluten-free bun market, and saw there was really a hole in terms of options for people to eat at quick service or casual fine dining, even grocery. And it was at that point, I had no experience baking. I didn't know how to make food. Other than the fact that I made my own, I had worked for my parents' diner. I didn't really have experience building a food company. So what I thought was, look for products in the US and try and import something and do that as a side hustle, right? At that time, I was working as a director of sales, and I thought this would be a nice little side hustle. So I took to importing anything I could find online, things from the US, everywhere in the world that I could find. Nothing tasted good. Nothing had the ingredients that I was looking for, because ultimately I wanted something for myself. I wanted something that was grain-free, low carb, had a really clean ingredient deck. After seeing there was nothing out there, I decided that I was going to learn how to bake. After a bunch of iterations and a bunch of feedback from friends, family, everyone else, I came up with a few products that I thought were spectacular. I really kind of took to learning the science of baking. What makes bread rise? What makes bread hold together? How do you use alternative ingredients like almonds or different nuts and seeds that will lower the carbohydrate count? After, let's say, 500, 1,000 tries, I came up with the first keto bun that we released. And then in, I would say, September of 2017, I took them to another burger chain in Toronto, met with the managing director there. We had a burger together, and he said, okay, I want 1,000 of these burgers. I want 1,000 of these buns, these keto buns that you have. So I was like, oh yeah, no problem. I can get that together for you. I was baking at the time about 12 buns every hour and a half at home. So I had a big problem. I had committed to delivering 1,000 buns and I had about a week to do it. So I found out there was an incubator in Toronto called Food Starter. And this place is spectacular, and they have industrial baking equipment, mixers, etc. I paid, I think, $80 for a how-to, how to use industrial baking equipment. Took 3 sick days off of work and took to baking and hand-forming 1,000 keto buns. So fast forward from there, I deliver the buns, we do a social media push, they sell out in a couple days. And it was at that point where I saw that this was something that was viable. I started baking from about 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., coming home, showering, changing, going to work, going back and getting the product after work when it was frozen. Finally, I cold called Burger's Priest. They said, yeah, we want to try them. So I went in, we sat and made a bunch of different burgers. And while I was there with their executive team, they're eating the buns and they're eating the burgers, and they're like, congratulations, congratulations, mouths full. Within a couple weeks, I got my first purchase order from them, and I knew at that point it was time to quit my day job. They say, don't quit your day job. I was like, no, it's time to quit my day job. Within a couple months of that, we had grown from 3 to about 30 locations. I was so invested in what I was doing, and I saw the vision, but wasn't making money yet. It was growing, and at that point, one of my friends, Ali, ended up investing $100,000 in the company, and we took that capital and really started to grow the business. From January 1st, 2019 to today, we are in about 2,000 locations. That includes Whole Foods, Mr. Sub, Loblaws, Metro, Erewhon, Lassen's, Mother's. Well, you know, when you look at our SKUs now, we've got a keto bun, vegan keto bun, keto mini baguette, wraps, pizza crusts. All of those translate well from food service or restaurants into grocery. My goal for all of this, regardless of whether you choose to eat vegan, carnivore, keto, paleo, gluten-free, grain-free, is that we provide an option for people that are dining out or dining in to be able to enjoy sandwiches, burgers, breakfast, pizzas, wraps, burritos, and to do it with low to no insulin response from the bakery products. We're really looking to be the most innovative bakery company in the world, and so far so good.